Hello, I'm Coulter Scott. This is my personal goals video presentation for Fort Hays State. First off, my personal information is that I am 32. I'm from Lawrence, Kansas. Currently reside in Topeka, Kansas. My family, I have my mother, I have 3 sisters, 2 brother-in-laws, 1 nephew, and here shortly we'll have a niece. I currently work for Auburn-Washburn Unified School District 437, which is in southwest Topeka, Kansas. I work inside and out of. This district is 7 elementary schools, K through 6, 1 middle school, and 1 high school. The high school also has an alternative high school within it, and then an 18 to 21 transition program. Some more personal information is that I spent 3 years as a paraeducator when I first started in this district. Since then, I have become the adaptive physical education teacher for the district. I have a caseload currently of 45 students that ranges from K through 12 and a couple of students within the 18 to 21 transition program. My main focus is gross motor movements and developmental delays for students, and a big part of my position is to incorporate inclusion as much as I can, and a big component for that. I also coach sports for high school level. I have 11 years of coaching varsity track and field, and I focus on throwing events. 8 years as an assistant football coach, where I am the O-line coach and the special teams coordinator. And then in the winter months, I am going into my 3rd year as freshman head girls basketball coach, and then I assist with the varsity girls once we're done playing our games. Educationally, I went to high school in Lawrence Free State, graduated in May in 2009. College, I have my undergraduate degree in Bachelor's of Science in Sports Administration from Baker University. Completed that in December of 2013. Once I was a para and was offered the position as adaptive PE teacher, I knew I had to go back to school. And so I went to Fort Hays State and was a part of the transition to teaching program and got my master's of May in 2020, the heart of the start of COVID and when things started going a little crazy, but from Fort Hays State University, really great program. Strongly suggest to others that are looking into progressing in their career. Currently, just like a lot of us, working on the endorsement and building leadership, principal emphasis from Fort Hays as well. Started it in January of 2022, a little bit in December of 21, to wrapping up here at the end of May of 2023. Some personal goals in the next 1 to 5 years. I'd like to finish up my schooling. Really, the constant schooling has been quite a bit. Really work on creating time for me and finding more of myself outside of taking classes, spending some me time, continuing to work on home projects around my house that I'd like to get done, and then continue growing in my faith. I do some young life stuff like that, so continue to grow within and being a mentor for students, as well as becoming a man. Something that I'd like to continue to grow in the next 6 to 10 years. Have a growing family and good health. Be a strong member of my community, if that is where I'm currently at in Topeka or wherever I am. I still think I'd probably be nearby here at Topeka or in the near area, because this is where a lot of my immediate family is. And then continue to grow my faith still at this time. Beyond 10 years for personal goals, continue to have good health, and enjoy watching family and their activities, stability in my financials, be able to travel, take trips on the weekends and not always be working, and then continuing learning skills as we go, just with anything. I enjoy learning and being a part of different things. Professional goals, the next 1 to 5 years, I would like to continue to coach and build relationships with students and colleagues, for the next few years. Find some ways to gain some experience as administrator within my current role. Thinking about year 3 to 5, maybe 4 or 5, if not found an administration position, really starting to dive in and find one, see where I can get in at. Continue education slowly this time, taking classes of areas of need or things that I feel like that might assist me being better at what I'm going to do. The following 6 to 10 years, be involved with my school community, and as an administrator, I would like to be on the path to becoming athletic director by this point. Also, still continuing to take classes if needed to better what I need to do to be the best at my position. Beyond 10 years, would really like to be settled into a school district, maybe for the long haul, and really see where things are going, be a part of a district, maybe even late in that 10 years down the road would be maybe be in the district level of things. And then being an ambassador of education and presenting at conferences or giving talks or recruiting maybe at that point in time. Why I picked Fort Hays State? The cost was very comparable and very reasonable to other schools. Thought it was a really good point. The reputation was very positive. Talked very highly from other educators, from what they have received, things that they have heard, and it was just well talked of, even around my school now. Why I eventually picked Fort Hays State University was in line of the schools to choose from because it was the reputation of the educational field, the full access of online. It was very engaging to me because I was coaching a ton and I needed to work. I really wouldn't have a whole lot of time to bounce back and forth between campuses, classrooms, or in school and work. So it worked out really well that everything was online. Also completing with my master's degree in 2020. We dealt with a ton of adaptations during COVID-19. The school worked really hard and were very clear throughout the process of everything, and I really appreciated that. So had a really good experience from the first master's I got. So that's really why I picked Fort Hays State. Just great things that I heard about and great reputation that I'd like to continue on. Expectations within this program, obviously full circle now that where I'm about to complete the program, but these were things that I thought about beforehand that when I was picking that I wanted to have as well at the same times. I wanted the learning traits and the skills to become better a leader in the school environment, and that's within any level within now my position now or as a future leader. Go into depth on laws and regulations, policies, rights that go into operating a school for students, staff, and the school community. This was something that, because I'm working with SPED, kind of got me interested in becoming an administrator. Was you kind of got to know all those ins and outs of SPED law, and thought this would be another great way for me to learn a little bit more information about even what I do now and to progress in my education. The last one was to be able to communicate and learn from other educators on the topics that we discussed in the Building Leadership program. I really believe that you can learn a ton from other people. And, I'm still fairly new to education, 5 years now, that learning from others that have been in it longer has been really, truly awesome. So those were the things I expected and have continued to learn from this program. And this is the end of my presentation. Thank you for watching.